In the wrestling world, the people are represented by two separate but unequally important groups. The wrestlers and bookers, who literally do all the hard work, and the fans, who endlessly nitpick and overanalyze everything they do. These are their stories.
Hey! It's Warhorse, and you need to shut your mouth, open your eyes, and clean out your ears, because it's time to listen to the Raw and Order podcast. That's right, they're bringing you the best in all that meaty podcasty goodness in one, what is it, an hour? Two? Who cares? Who gives a shit? You need to listen to it right now, or else Warhorse is gonna, I don't know, roll your ass!
Welcome to Raw and Order, the wrestling booking unit, the only wrestling podcast on the planet. Absolutely going into a diabetic coma because of all the candy that he's eating that his daughter got yesterday. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I am joined, as always, by my partner in crime fighting. We got Vincent Kayfabe right now, audio only.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Yeah. And we also got JLB. What's going on, man? How are you?
It goes good, sir. I am not in a diabetic coma from candy, probably from just random other food I eat. But no candy, no kids. And it was a really shitty day yesterday for Halloween. But a lot of troopers still went out and got their candy. So kudos to them. So happy I am not in the trick-or-treat age because it was rainy and just couldn't do it now. Just couldn't do it.
Yeah. To be perfectly honest, here we had about the perfect weather for trick or treating.
Oh,
to be
nice.
Perfect. Which is odd for our area. We've had Halloweens on a regular basis growing up canceled because of too much snow. So for it to be so, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't kind of chilly, but we're talking like 55 degrees or so. You know, sweater weather.
Right. That's not bad though. I mean, it's going to be cold for sure. Like 30 for October 31st.
My daughter was just an absolute champ. She's 3.5, has no fucking fear whatsoever. So she just went up to every house and was like, bam, 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 trick or treat. We had to stop halfway through and come home to get a Walmart bag to dump her pail in so that she had room for more candy, which means I have too much candy at the house. And because I am a responsible parent and don't want my 3-year-old daughter overdosing on chocolate and candy on a regular basis and all this stuff, I am throwing myself on this grenade and eating it myself.
Mm-hmm. Father of the year, ladies and gentlemen. Father of the year.
All he does is give.
Yeah. Oh, it's but anyways, but so the other fun thing from my weekend, aside from all of the fun with my daughter, was I woke up on Sunday morning and my phone died spontaneously middle of the night.
Still don't get how it's messed up.
I don't know it all either. It will not take a charge in any way, shape, or form. Like the chargers recognize they're being connected to it. You put it on a wireless charging pad, it recognizes that, but no charge goes into the phone. So it's either the battery is 100% toasted, or it's a dead power management unit or something like that. I don't know. But it's just dead. And so I spent half the day trying to figure out where my old cracked screen phone from before it was to get that reactivated. So I at least had a phone, and now to figure out what to do next. But anyways,
try to definitely get go to like some phone shop to at least get one of to ask if you could try like a battery out like that from a used phone just to see if it would work.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. The tough thing, and I'm watching my daughter during the days, and so getting out to a repair shop while they're open is a little tough because
make it a walkabout. Hey, sweetie, we're gonna go. Blah, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Have you ever tried to take a 3-year-old into a store with all sorts of fun technology on the wall? No.
Have you ever tried to take me to a store with technology?
It's hurting cats, is what it is. It's hurting cats.
Yeah.
No, get over here. No, get over here. No, get over here. But I'm gonna try.
I mean, just to see, to at least eliminate an issue of what it could possibly be, because randomly, if you have a good deal on a battery, or you find someone got rid of a cheap phone
Well,
that's your phone or something.
In
you don't
fairness,
use the battery.
if I'm really suspecting it to be the battery, I can get a replacement battery kit on Amazon for like $22.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm half debating on doing that, but that's a do-it-yourself replacement battery, and replacing batteries on phones is not as easy as it once was. So.
Oh, okay, it's true. It's no longer they take the back off and it's legit unscrewing it, not soldering, but
yeah, it's
kind of almost soldering. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk wrestling.
Yes, hey, someone finally joined us. Yes, we're gonna talk wrestling.
We were waiting.
For
someone to show his face
because of Halloween kicking my ass, and I know DA Fabe's ass was summarily kicked. We did not feel up to doing the podcast on our regular night, so this is our special Monday night edition,
which I would say is a good thing.
It allows us to bitch about Monday Night Raw.
I didn't even watch it. Did I not miss much?
This will be an interesting episode. So, let's.
All crimes will be on Raw. All right.
Yeah. Let's go. I feel like DA Fabe has an opinion that is not bitch about Monday Night Raw. So, does DA Fabe want to go first?
Well, I think we need to talk about Raw and Order being part of the Tatnisco Podcast Network.
It's a valid point.
We sure can bring that up here. Yes, Raw and Order is part of the Tatnisco Podcast Network. So you're going to go down into the doobly-doos down below there. You're going to click on tatnisco.com, and you're going to go over there, and you're going to see all the other shows on the network. You're going to tell them we sent you. Yeah. And then you're going to come back and listen to our show, because we're going to be live streaming again tomorrow night, Tuesday night, where we normally do, at 10:30 p.m. Central, whatever time that is for you. So we'd love for you to come to the live stream or listen to it or watch it afterwards in the replay. You can watch us live on Facebook, on YouTube, or now even on Twitter. So
I'm gonna check that out. I'm gonna see how that looks. Feel like I've never seen anyone live on Twitter before.
I didn't even know about it, and to be perfectly honest, it was one of those things. We're gonna go off on a little tangent. There's we use StreamYard to stream our live stream, because it's super easy.
Give the secret. Well,
oh no, yeah, you can actually, you want to use StreamYard too, we've got an affiliate link. You can go sign up with that and earn us a little bit of
that's a valid point.
But I saw an ad for a competing software that said we now have the ability to stream on Twitter, and I was like, Twitter live streaming? I wonder if StreamYard has that. Sure enough, it does. And so we're start doing that for now. I had it running last time when we were streaming, and there was about a 30-second delay versus what we were talking, which I expect there to be some delay.
Live. Oh my god, that's crazy. All right, that's cool.
But
nice.
So
I will retweet our live because I'm here.
But anyways, you can find all of the links for where to watch us, where to follow us, all that stuff in the doobly-doos as well. Oh, look at that. Retweeted by Real Talk Radio.
Hey. I'll do it on my personal account too, so you get another retweet. All right.
Yeah,
keep going.
Good. Retweeted on Wrestling Talk now.
You could go.
Well, now that you tell me.
Why are you wearing the sport on there?
I mean, if you're going to be a whore, might as well be a full-fledged whore and whore us out on that show too.
Yeah. That's a valid point.
Getting pimped. Anyway. So now that we've done that,
let's go first.
I'm going to say that waiting tonight was a good thing. I'm going to say the last hour of Raw was really, really good. I enjoyed the last hour of Raw. They're telling a story. You looking for mosquitoes?
No, I'm looking for a clue because I feel like I haven't heard that in such a long time. I'm in the Twilight Zone, guys.
Now, Smarks might disagree. I don't like the roll-up pin. However, I understood it. I enjoy what feels like it's going to be a long-term story. Of course, I've said this for about 6 months. I feel like they can build a long-term story. So jury's out. Do it again. That's what I'm saying. I will say that from the looks of it, there was some shit earlier in the night. But the last hour made me want to tune in next week.
I will not argue with you on the last hour, or not even the last hour, the last segment.
Damian, you didn't enjoy the Damian Priest and T-Bar other than that his name's T-Bar?
I didn't hate it, but I would really just rather them both do something else. I don't know. I don't like them together, and the fact that we had that exact same segment basically last week, bugged me. The show started off with Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. For the Raw Women's Championship, which meant I had absolutely no suspension of disbelief that Bianca Belair was actually going to win. Because when was the last time that the Women's Championship changed hands beginning of a show on Raw?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's probably why, though, too, right? Because you could also be thinking, well, they want to up their ratings. Let's make Bianca win. But no. Do you have mosquitoes? Like, I was looking out of shock.
Yeah.
He always has mosquitoes. In Nebraska.
I hope your house was like $50,000 because with all these freaking mosquitoes.
Are you kidding? This is Nebraska, right? Now I'm fortunate. He lives in the valley of Nebraska where there's a lot more standing water, therefore a lot more mosquitoes. I live up in the kind of hills in Nebraska, so I don't have as much mosquitoes here. But we make up for the mosquitoes in Nebraska. Don't have the size that the mosquitoes down south have, but they are prolific. They really, really like to multiply. I'm
sure there's something you can buy, bro. Like,
yeah, I don't need to fog my whole house. I can just assassinate the little fuckers. Yeah. They tried to come in.
You do enjoy
the time of year that it is. A lot of them are male, so they aren't like bloodsuckers.
Yeah. So the Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair ended with Becky Lynch pulling off the top padding and throwing Bianca Belair into it and winning that way. With a roll up, by the way. Like, it wasn't even like I make her hit her head and then I hit her with the whatever she called the manhandle slam.
Man bottom.
Yeah. Whatever she calls it. She just did a roll up and I'm like, nah. So I have problems with that.
Well, she held the tights though.
She did pull the tights, yes.
So heel maneuver.
Well, but hitting her into the turnbuckle after turning it off was enough of a heel maneuver, I think.
And
then we had Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory,
which I'm pretty sure is the shit part of the night.
That was pretty shitty, yeah. Although
who won, Rey? Did Rey win?
Technically, Austin Theory won because in the match, Dominic Mysterio tried to help Rey and hit Austin Theory, as Rey was setting up for the 619. So Austin Theory was down on the ropes and Rey's running to the other side, and Dominic came up and smacked him in the face, but the ref was just looking, and so disqualified. So Austin Theory got the win, but this is at least maybe hinting that they're going to separate Dom from Rey, that like Rey's going to be disappointed that you would try to have me win illegitimately or whatever. I don't know.
Did I not teach you anything, son?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Dominic is going to be heel?
Yeah. That being said, I'm not happy to see it. It's at least trying to tell a storyline, but fuck, get him off my TV. He needs like 2 years in developmental before I want to see him on my TV.
Bring him to NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
He would fit right in.
You ready for this? The next match is my low point.
Yeah, it wasn't a great match either. And it's sad because
makes sense.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for a lot of reasons.
Carmella.
Yeah,
we got to have Fabe always do these little random things. Just it's so entertaining.
So Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley, the tag team champions,
the only tag team.
Yeah.
But they had a tag team match apparently with who?
Yeah, they did have a tag match versus Queen Zelina and Carmella, who, you know,
Just
fought and feuded recently, and now they're suddenly teaming. It made no sense from that
That's
standpoint.
smart. Yep.
And then it also made no sense that they won.
Oh, the tag team titles?
No, it was a non-title match,
non-title
but
match.
but of course
Oh.
now they're going to be all like, "Oh, we beat you fair and square, so we get a shot. Should get a shot at the titles." And then we had a match that actually, I don't care about storyline with this match because it doesn't fucking matter. Like nobody cares about storyline with this match. I don't think it's actually setting up any storyline.
Technical dream.
But it was a fun match for this thing. It was Chad Gable versus Finn Balor.
Oh,
and that
is interesting.
Is something that I will turn into most of the time. And so that was a fun match. So you then had Street Profits versus Ziggler and Robert Roode.
Dirty Dows.
Yeah. And they tried to make us care about this even more by having Omos come out and interrupt it and all of this stuff. And I'm like, no. And didn't they also have Orton? Yeah, they had Orton and Riddle on commentary. And it just I didn't fucking care. I didn't fucking care about any of this.
Does sound like a shit show.
And then Damian Priest versus T-Bar in a no DQ really match. I was like, what? I mean, it's okay match, but it's just like we've seen this before. I want them to do something. And then the
gotcha
match.
Is his entire character changed?
No,
T-Bar?
he's still T-Bar.
No, he's still T-Bar.
Okay,
he's just solo.
Like,
and not under Mustafa Ali and not hampered by.
Right. I think I'm thinking of Cross, who's supposed to change, right? Cross is supposed to change his gimmick. T-Bar is still going to be retro lame-o.
I don't know if Cross is even changing his gimmick, because this whole rumor that his gimmick was changed was based on a photo shoot that had him in a suit instead of in his thing. But he's always done photo shoots in suits.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And then came out to the ring in a gladiator style gimmick. So so I don't know there. But the main event though was Big E versus Kevin Owens.
Oh, snap. I did miss a good main event.
It was not for the title, but it was to earn a shot.
Establish the face, the brand.
Yeah, and all this stuff. And it did, I will give DFabe this, it did establish a good storyline going forward. It teased potential heel turn from Kevin Owens.
From Big E.
Potentially Big E.
Set up a DTA attitude for Big E, which is really cool.
Yeah. So earlier in the night, you had Seth Rollins approach Kevin Owens in the back and say, hey, you know, why don't we do a little you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours, right? I help you beat Big E tonight. You then help me beat Big E for the title later, and then I give you the first shot at the title. So it's a win-win all around.
It's a valid argument.
And Kevin Owens, of course, noble Kevin Owens said, no, I won't do that, whatever. But then this played out during the match. Rollins came down to ringside to watch. And at the end of the match, Rollins got up. There is a collision in the corner between Big E and Kevin Owens. And while the ref was distracted,
they
bonked heads, yeah. And so they're both all dizzy and whatever. And while the ref is distracted and going over to check on Kevin Owens, Rollins came up and smacked Big E with the contract / fist. I don't exactly know what better, but yeah. And it certainly appeared like Kevin Owens saw it happen.
Yeah, that's the part. I was like, Kevin Owens, admit that you saw it and just took advantage of a situation.
Yeah, but it looked like he saw it. and looked like, what should I do? And then he decided, I'm gonna try to capitalize on this, and he tried to pin Big E, and Big E kicked out.
No, Big E rolled him up in a
it kicked out and then rolled through into his own crucifix pin, and was able to get the win. And then afterwards, they showed the replay on the big screen, and then Big E was all like, "You saw him hit me, and you still tried to pin me." And Kevin Owens was like, "No, that wasn't the way it happened. I swear." And
I was still woozy.
We knocked heads. I didn't know what was going on. I'm still all woozy about it. And Seth Rollins is just standing up on the ramp going, and Kevin Owens kept saying, "Hey, no, I promise, I swear, I didn't mean it this way. Would just
and then stunner.
And then Big E hit him with the big ending. Just picked him up and boom, put him out. Ooh. So
ETA, I still know you.
Yeah.
I still know you, KO.
And so it teased the potential Kevin Owens turn, because it certainly looked like he saw the hit and chose to, which frankly, Big E shouldn't even be really angry about it, because that's what you do in these things. If the ref doesn't do a DQ, you try to take advantage of the situation.
I feel like faces have done this before, though. Like, I don't feel like it's a big thing.
So, but anyways, I did not hate that. I would say as a whole, this Raw maybe got a B+.
Oh wow.
Do you realize that's a B+ for Raw?
Yeah, that's a bit much. I don't know.
Well, here's the deal. I'm just gonna go.
I mean, you had the Dominic match.
There were some shitty matches, but then there were also some good matches. So we're just gonna look here. Let's see where.
Well, I mean, I guess the Finn
Bleacher
Gable must have helped you.
Yeah, because they grade their matches A+ to F, right? So they graded the Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair as an A-. I probably would have graded that a little lower, but it's just because we've seen it enough times, whatever, right? But A- there. Mysterio versus Austin Theory, they gave a B. I would have given that a little bit lower, but
C+, and I didn't even watch it.
Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley versus Zelina Vega and Carmella Queen Zelina, C+, right? Finn Balor versus Chad Gable, they gave a B+.
Ray's match got a better rating than the women's tag team match.
Jesus. And the women's tag team match was really,
I don't know.
It was disappointing because it made no sense storyline wise in any way, shape, or form. So, okay. But anyways, Street Profits versus Dirty Dogs got a B+. Wow. Damian Priest versus T-Bar got an A-, and Big E versus Kevin Owens was a B+. So for them, they probably all averages out to at least a B+, maybe even an A-. So I'm a little bit lower than that with a B+, maybe a B, but that's still good for Raw recently.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
And so there's lots of shit to bitch about.
The other piece that I kind of liked was the Rollins promo, and it was just a hint, they shouldn't have traded us type thing. They shouldn't have let us get drafted. That little hint of, oh my God, you're actually going to make Survivor Series mean something. Like, you fuckers let us go. We're pissed off about it. I'm okay with that. The only hint, the only fucking hint to the whole thing and the whole show was that.
Which gives me an idea. It gives me an idea of how they could make Survivor Series matter with the draft. And what it is don't make it a draft anymore. Make it a salary cap thing. And make it where the season is about to start. And we've got to cut some people to make room for these new people we're signing. We're putting together a team. So then you can have this storyline of, I was on SmackDown and they let me go. And so Raw picked me up, but SmackDown let me go. So I'm pissed and I want to show them what they're missing. Anyways.
Right.
Yeah. I think there's something that can be done there.
So
that they've been missing.
instead of a draft, you have it be a free agency period where basically it's like you're cut or you're re-signed. And so you say, hey, you'd be like, listen, I just wanted a bump in pay based on my value, and they cut me. So I'm going to show them. Anyways. But no, I agree with DA Fabe on this. It was a better Raw than we've had for a long time. I think it's showing us that the choices that they made for the draft were overall good choices. I think there are something because there's some things that I didn't talk about on the thing that weren't matches, but like they had Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews come out after the Damian Priest match.
All things Apollo Crews I hate.
And
that really bad fake accent.
Yeah, I hate that whole gimmick. I hate it all.
Yeah, I don't know why they're just still doing this. Like when you left Raw, when you left SmackDown, you should have just ended it.
Yeah. They also had a promo package for I can't even remember which one, Veer, Shanky, whichever one is the one that didn't go to SmackDown.
Who's Veer? Like
Veer and Shanky, the guys that
the ones that were with Jinder Mahal, the two.
Oh, Jesus.
And one of them went with Jinder to SmackDown, and the other one stayed. And I can't remember which one's which. I don't remember their names.
Shanky is the tall one.
So this is Veer. Then this is the
Veer
Shanky.
Is the one with a little more talent right now.
Yeah,
and so that they believe is more.
Which does make sense for them to put Veer on his own than if they think he's got the better upside currently, or he's more prepared, if they think Shanky still needs to be with Jinder to learn. Anyways, but they had this promo package. Yeah, be with him to learn.
Needs to be with Jinder to learn.
Yeah, that
learn how to not be on TV, Shanky. You can do it.
Are you kidding? Learn how to disappear for 6 months, take a bunch of steroids, and become WWE champion.
Hey, that's a valid learning tool too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And considering Dark Side of the Ring just ended with a steroid.
Can we throw out an allegedly there?
Legally speaking, I feel like it's allegedly, although the back knee does speak for itself.
I mean, and I feel like if you want to call me out on it, no problem. I'm sure I could definitely find proof. And then it would make you. So I'm not going to legend it. I'm going to say he took steroids.
Technically speaking, he would have to prove that he did not take steroids.
True.
Yeah, to come at us. And I suspicion he does not.
So come at me, bro, with all your steroids.
Anyways,
I think he can take you. I think he can kick your ass.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, it's only because the steroids, but I think he can kick your ass.
Thank you.
Allegedly. I'm gonna keep it a legend.
Well, I mean, you are the DA, so it makes sense for you to try to
CYA
your bets.
CYDA, cover your DA. No, anyway, that's where I was. My crime was. Maybe WWE is going to get better. Maybe the war is starting to actually be better.
No. Just because you have one Raw that is halfway decent, but even then, is it really that decent? It's only decent because it's been so shit for so long. You know what it does. I mean, you had what it sounds. I guess I gotta watch, but what it sounds like, you had the Gable Finn Balor match, which I imagine was most likely match of the night because that match just sounds fire. Just saying those two names in one ring together. But other than that, okay, you have a nice Seth promo because Seth is always bomb diggity, and that KO match seemed alrighty okay, but I mean.
Yeah, I'm not ready to start rolling out the red carpet for Raw yet. Yeah, I am saying that this was at least 1 week.
Give me a month of good Raw, and then or halfway decent matches, and then maybe you might get and maybe if you put freaking Tozawa on some TV, in a wrestling
was
match.
on.
That's
Oh,
a-
he was on it. Yeah, he
was on.
he
Let-
bumped
Let me
heads with-
finish. That was a non-24/7 championship relation
Yes,
matchup.
because Tozawa's the missing link for them.
Tozawa's definitely would be a good
That's
chunk.
yeah,
of
that's
a
gonna
missing
totally
link. It would. He's definitely in that chain somewhere. That he's part of that little brick that you would need to put it back together for sure. He's
Yeah.
you
You know the one
Ricochet
coin that
as
you
well.
get when you jump and hit the bricks at the very beginning of Super Mario Brothers? That one coin,
right.
just the one.
That's Tozawa.
No, he's the 50 points you get for breaking a brick.
Okay, that's fair. Dick.
Jeez.
He's the freaking random cool object that you get when you finish a stage. That's Tozawa, baby. He's that accomplishment that you would get for watching Raw when you finish a Mario Brothers stage. You get to get the, I don't know, the flower. Are you going to get the star? God damn it. If you have Tozawa more on your TV, I firmly believe you will have a better Raw. And I'm legit about that. He's a phenomenal wrestler. You guys have just forgotten.
No,
I just want to remind
I
you.
agree. The problem is he's not a WWE wrestler, and therefore he is never going to be pushed on WWE. So what you really should want, for Tozawa's sake,
To get fired and go to AEW or Impact
is for him to go someplace where he can be used better.
Ooh, yeah, like
where
ROH.
he's appreciated. Oh my god! I just realized we can't do our ROH AEW.
No, we sure can't. We didn't do it last week because of that. I'm working on a at the very least temporary replacement for it.
GCW.
I'm going to at least. I've actually been debating on doing a change just in general for a bit. So I'm thinking of going to a something like belt one, fire one sort of a thing, where I give two options and you have to choose which one you strap them and which one you let them go. Take the promos
Sounds
out of
very
it.
dirty.
I don't know.
Sounds very dirty.
But
Belt
I'm
one, strap one.
yeah. Well, strap one or crap one was the concept I was thinking of. Where
It
you
also
give
sounds
one
very dirty.
of course, but that's half the fun of this. Yeah, come on, man. This way I can make a shirt that says strap one or crap one. And then maybe some people buy it not even knowing it's wrestling related. And
Nope, just something else.
And that's fine. The money spends the same. So, but no, because Tozawa would be better. Frankly, Tozawa would be better spent in New Japan.
Right.
Or
Racism.
Yeah.
no, not for that. Just from a style standpoint. From a style standpoint, he would be he would be better in Ring of Honor, but that's not a thing anymore. He could go to MLW and try to win the television title off of
I feel like there's an
Tajiri.
obvious choice in NWA. I just think we just replace it with NWA.
See, the thing with NWA is I know even less about its current product than I know Ring of Honor, and that's where it struggles with me. And that's why I
know a lot about about Ring of Honor's current product.
Yeah, a whole lot, because we had to go through them one at a time, and
all of it.
But no, and that's why. Here's the deal: is in the grand scheme of things, I've been thinking about changing the AEW Ring of Honor or Impact game for a while now, because we've run through a lot of the combinations multiple times, and this one would be a little bit more universal, where I could give you two options, and you have to choose which one you base your company on and which one you kick to the anyway. We will go ahead and move on to the next crime. JLB, do you want to go or you want me to go?
I mean, I feel like not a whole lot has happened. I feel like I had the Charlotte thing. And then I'm just kind of puzzled. I feel like there was not really a whole lot to bitch about because not much happened. Am I wrong in this? Am I missing a lot?
Did you watch the Mox match this week, or just?
Oh, I mean, that is.
I mean, AEW is still a thing. I don't know if you missed it.
I mean, yes. So I it's more of a misdemeanor though, but and I didn't want to shit on him because his book is coming out tomorrow and whatever. But I mean, I guess that was disappointing, but it wasn't like an overly big thing. So we're gonna see that again this week with Mox going in, beating the shit out of someone and leaving, getting tired of his whole spiel. Orange Cassidy even admitted to, "Hey guys, come watch me get my ass kicked on Wednesday." Like, I don't know, man. Give me a Mox storyline. Don't just fucking dine and dash.
I think this is a storyline for Mox.
Well,
I think
it's still kind of weird.
I think the storyline is the no more Mr. Nice Guy, I want my belt back storyline. And frankly, I think it's setting him up to be a number one contender for Hangman.
Is he still in the tournament thing?
Yes,
He is,
that
yes.
was his
Okay.
round in the eliminator tournament versus
You didn't have to
Preston
beat
Vance.
10 though, man. You didn't have to do 10
I think
that dirty.
I also
that
think
would be my crime, kind of, sort of.
I think they're
Like-
also telling a storyline with that. I think they're gonna basically have 10 be like, listen, I joined the Dark Order because it was supposed to help me win, and
You guys let Moxley bite my face off.
yeah, you know, you didn't. Not only did you
Mox-
not help me
Moxley's
win,
a bath salt.
not only did you not help me win, but I lost in like 30 seconds. I
And no
wish
one
it would have
came
been a longer match, but I like the idea. Personally, like the idea of rebuilding Mox as this don't give a fuck guy in the match.
I want to get home to my baby. That's what
Yes.
he's doing.
You know,
I got a baby, and I'm
you
gonna
put-
go home.
you put some schmo in front of me, I'm gonna destroy him, and then I'm gonna go. Now, here's what they need to do. One step of this they need to do, and they had a chance and they didn't end up going this way. But what I really think they need to do is they need to put his buddy in front of him.
Kingston.
Yes.
Kingston's been getting it was Kingston and Bryan, right?
Kingston and Daniel Bryan in the first
Fire.
eliminate.
Really
It was a
enjoyed
great
that.
match. I mean, it was not a wrestling clinic. This was a brawl.
This was just a brawl.
And I really liked it. Yeah, but
Mm.
it going out with flipping the bird as you pass out, brilliant. And then immediately going backstage and just taking out all your anger on CM Punk in the middle of an interview is setting Kingston up for now a match with CM Punk. Which
I don't
also
know that
can-
I'd want to pass out in Daniel Bryan's crotch, though. I will
No.
say, not the place I want to pass
I'd
out.
want to be awake for every set. Wait, maybe I'd rather pass out. Anyways, but no, what they need to do is now have and this is where it would have been a great thing to have Eddie Kingston somehow or another advance, and it eventually be Mox versus Kingston, and have Mox just wipe the floor with his best friend. And that would help solidify this, because I really do think they're setting it up as a heel turn for Mox. That this is now Moxley. Kid gloves are off, and now he's going to be the first heel opponent for Hangman once Hangman wins. But
Yeah, but I don't know.
I can understand the frustration. I have my own frustration with AEW this week. Mostly the Cody Rhodes promo.
Oh Jesus! Why did I forget that?
I love Cody Rhodes. I love Cody Rhodes promos for the most part. He delivers
Really?
some of that, but this one here,
It won't turn.
it fell flat for me because of this whole thing. I'm not gonna turn.
But he is
You're-
going to turn. I mean,
I sure hope he does,
because at this
because
rate,
that's the way to tell this storyline, is for him to turn. But this promo for me fell flat.
although after the promo,
Are you talking about when El Idolo was challenging him in the ring? And,
It was before that. He delivered this whole promo before that about how
because the shit after that was fucking fire.
no, the
Yeah.
shit after it was fired, but the promo itself, where he said, "I
Pac
hear
is
you,
such a beast."
I hear you, fans,
fucking
I hear you, fans. You know, you want me to turn, but I'm not gonna turn. it was a forced babyface promo that
Rhodes has been doing this for a while, though. The guy is not, I have a wife that is better than me or that I don't deserve.
Yeah.
I have a child that something is better than me.
I-
My
I-
brother is.
this
Bro, I don't want
this
to hear
was-
your whining little bitchy.
This was the point that it went over the top for me onto the thing. I didn't mind some of those. I wasn't super into the whole USA promo he did before his match
Liberty
with
bullshit?
Anthony Bowens. Yeah, but not Anthony Bowens. Anthony Ogogo.
Yeah. Which where the hell is he?
Injured.
Dirty. Okay.
But the stuff afterwards, frankly I wish they would have just not had the Cody promo and went straight to Andrade challenging Cody. That would have been better. The Cody promo here, the whole, you know why I don't turn, that'd be the easy way out, blah, 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 whatever.
Pretty sure it was because of his stupid tattoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I wish they would have just...
Andrade is talking. The fact that we didn't get that in WWE, and he comes to AEW, like, here you go, bro. Like, just try to do whatever, but just make sure they kind of understand. He's good. Like he comes off of that heelish character. Like
all you gotta get is the passion. You don't even have to understand the words sometimes. I mean, nobody can understand Penta. I mean, that speaks English.
Oh, but he has a translator.
People that speak Spanish. No, I understand. You can't, but you don't. But you know what he's saying. Like, you know.
So like, here's the whole promo Cody did. Right.
Oh Jesus.
I said, whether you believe it or not, I hear you. I hear you online. I hear the old wrestling manager shouting at clouds on social media. Jim Cornette, I'm sure. I heard you this Saturday. I had one of the best wrestlers in the world, Malachi Black. I had a Tiger Driver 98, but for a brief glimmer, I thought about hitting a different move. The Tiger Driver 98 is a double underhook pile driver, but it sets up just like a pedigree. So that's the hint there. Would I have popped up? Would I have broken a rule? But you know why I didn't? Because that was the easy way out. I feel like as a fan, you have the right to cheer boo, but if you're going to acknowledge the man who signs the checks, please acknowledge the man who built this bank. The easy way out is not the way. I will not turn. The reason is simple, because I love you guys and I've loved you my entire life. So if anyone thought maybe I got a little Hollywood, I apologize to all of you for the Nightmare Family and Arn Anderson. If I never told you, let me tell you right now, it's a damn honor to stand in the ring with you. I apologize. You were right. And that's when Andrade came out and said, Cody, these people don't like you. These people don't like me. But the difference is I don't like the people. Cody, you made stupid choices. First, that stupid tattoo. Second, you got in my business. Look at me. I'm Andrade El Idolo. But wait. But if you want, I can make you my bitch. And then Malachi Black came out. I think this would have been better if it had started off Cody in the ring saying, believe it or not, I hear you online, I hear this, and then Andrade interrupts him, and he never gets this whole speech out. It would have saved us about 5 minutes in show, and it would have set up the same thing, and I just, this promo fell flat for me.
I feel like Rhodes' promos has always been feeling flat for me. I think I only liked him the first year in AEW promo-wise, when he was just kind of like, I don't know, he wasn't as egotistical. And now he just comes off like, I don't know, man, like, I get it, you're not your dad and whatever, but you're still trying to prove that you're like your dad. I don't even know if, I guess Dusty was a good promo guy. I feel like I've seen some of his promos, but it's been a while. But I don't know if I consider him a Ric Flair promo guy like Dusty is. Like, would Dusty be considered like top promo guys like a Ric Flair or a Rock or whatever?
Dusty was a heel, man. He liked to talk like a heel all the time. And so this was always, he was just chipper. I think that was,
but I mean, was it entertaining?
Was
really good? It was obviously better than his son. Yeah. A lot of people on Stone Cold's podcast do it well, because I feel like everyone talks about Dusty on Stone Cold Broken Skull, and they always have the impression down, and I'm like, damn. And they all do the same
Dusty
one.
was never a bad guy. Never a bad guy.
Yeah, he was the everyman face character.
He as a wrestler, as a dad, he did go heel on Dustin.
Yeah,
and on Gold Dust.
Right.
But yeah, no. As a character, his whole thing was he was the everyman. He was the son of a plumber. He was supposed to be the stand-in for every person out there, and often against people like Ric Flair. Ric Flair has a silver spoon in his mouth and comes from money and all that stuff. But I'm the son of a plumber. I'm the everyman. I've seen hard times just like you have. So that was his thing. And he delivered some great promos. Look up the Hard Times promo sometime.
We'll do.
It's universally considered one of the better promos of all time. Like if you Google best wrestling promos, I bet you that's in the top 10. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Wow.
I'm gonna even figure
That's
it out.
That's a bold statement.
It's a bold statement, Cotton. Let's see where it gets him. See if it pays off.
Best wrestling promos of all.
According to bettingblogger.com, it's the top one that came up. Number 1's Austin 316. Number 2, Hard Times for Dusty Rhodes. 3, CM Punk's pipe bomb. 4, Ric Flair limousine riding, so on and so forth. Let's go to another one that's maybe something we know a little bit better. Bleacher
Jericho's
Reports.
debut is up there. Oh, show.
Let's see, Bleacher Reports. No, that's promo men, not direct promos.
Hard Times. Yeah, you went on betting. Well, I went on Betting Blogger.
Yeah, Betting Blogger. That was just the first one that came up, but
no, fair. I mean, I've looked at.
Well, here's ranker.com, which is something people vote on, of course. So, so this is their current ranks for the top 30 wrestling promos. Number 1 with over 1,000 votes, Stone Cold's King of the Ring promo. Right. Number 2, CM Punk's pipe bomb. Number 3, Dusty Rhodes' Hard Time. Number 4, Number 4, Cream of the Crop, Randy Savage. Number 5, Chris Jericho's WWE debut. 6, Paul Heyman's One Night Stand 2005. 7, Chris Jericho's 1004 Holds. Number 8, Miz's Talking Smack promo. So I'm still not sure what's in the
What was the Kane Dewey promo from Mick Foley?
Which one?
Kane Dewey. CW promos delved into character work rarely ever. Anyways, it was probably it's just back in the days for sure.
According to Ranker, number 11 is The Rock's Billy Gunn promo.
Bobby.
Hi,
my name is Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
No, he even mimics Billy. He's like, my name is Billy Gunn. No.
But I just like when God says, well, Bobby, but my name's Billy. It doesn't matter what your name is.
Notice how math promo isn't up there. No, we don't.
Let's see where it lands on, because I bet you it's on this top 30 list at some point. But on Ranker.
But
it isn't. It got booted off by the top 30 by Matt Hardy's Woken speech.
Oh, and I would like to also just give kind of a kudos. I was a little negative on Rhodes, and I feel like I will always be. But holy hell, Abaddon and Britt Baker, give me more.
That was a fun match.
That was a fun match.
So I'll go ahead and go on my my crime for this week is another one of those that's not really a crime, but it's kind of a crime, but it's not. But I'm going to first touch on my crime from last week, where I talked about, is it a crime? Is it not? We're going to have to wait and see on it. Was on the women's TBS title tournament. Last week, DA Fabe wasn't here because he was dealing with a sick child. But we talked
AKA he was dealing with himself.
Yeah. But
A little of both.
yeah, a little both. But my crime was kind of a wait and see on the TBS title tournament, saying, you know, they've got this shot at really putting their foot on the throat of WWE, saying, listen, you claim to have the best women's division in all of professional wrestling. And you might, from a talent standpoint, we can't necessarily say that, but you put on this Queen's Crown tournament and 19 total minutes of action in 7 matches. And part of my crime was that I felt AEW really should have made this tournament have more rounds to it. I talked about how they had 23 different women on the roster, which would give them enough rounds for them to have one match every Dynamite and Rampage up until the final on January 5th, when they moved to TBS for it. And they chose to instead do less. And I can't remember the total. I think it's 11 total matches. Yeah, half as many total matches. However, here's the statistic that will back me up at least a little on this, because I did say one of the things we'll have to wait and see on, and we'll still have to wait and see for the full tournament. But so far,
I feel
matches.
like the length has already been longer. Yeah,
2 matches into the TBS tournament. The Ruby Soho match was 8 minutes and 30 seconds. A Ruby Soho versus Penelope Ford. The Hikaru Shida versus Serena Deeb match was 10 minutes 57 seconds for a total time of 19 minutes and 27 seconds, which is 3 seconds longer than the entirety of the Queen's Crown tournament, all 7 matches.
That's hilarious.
In 2 matches, they've already eclipsed that. Now, they still have plenty of matches to go that could throw wrenches into this. Like, they could have a match where, you know, Jade Cargill destroyed someone in 30 seconds. In fact, I kind of feel like that.
But I mean, like, that's part of the storyline. So, it's
but
like
that's a part of a storyline. But it's still one of those things where it's like, you know, it's at least a good point there. But my overall, I really, for the most part, enjoyed AEW this last week. The Abaddon match you mentioned was
just so happy to finally see her again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's been on Dark a lot, and
bro.
a lot of people don't.
I don't watch.
Oh, here's a sad thing. We keep saying a lot of people don't watch Dark, but in terms of total viewership,
like 300,000.
They're at about, the last 2 episodes were almost 550,000, right? Which is very close to the amount of people that watch Rampage, right? So it's not that far off, but I still wish there were a few things that I mentioned last week. I wish it was a set time period, so you'd know to set aside an hour from your Monday or an hour from your Tuesday, because some of them can be 2 hours long and some of them are 30 minutes long, and it just leaves. And I wish there was more storyline to it, because right now it's just, here's a match, here's another match, here's another match, and there's basically no storyline buildup, no vignettes.
But I think that's what they want to keep doing, though. Rampage and Dynamite are your storylines. Elevation and Dark are your ranking matches.
And I understand that. I think it's the wrong choice. I think it's the wrong choice. I think
like change
the
it
real
or
choice
have all
they need
storylines.
to do. And not change it, but just add some storylines, add some promos backstage, add a little bit of this. But that's the deal, is it then allows you to take 45 minutes worth of matches and fill a full hour by throwing a couple backstage vignettes and a couple interviews into it. That's it.
It's valid.
But so Dynamite this week started off with CM Punk versus Bobby Fish, which I'm so happy they're allowing Bobby Fish to be Bobby Fish, and
That was that week. Damn.
yes.
So much happens, man. That's why I don't remember anything.
They had MJF destroy some dude, and then,
that match was not needed though. Fire promo afterwards. Give me all of that. But
that was a jobber match just to have MJF be like, look at me.
I mean, you didn't need
but
that.
the whole
MJF is
Sting,
always, look at me. So.
Yeah. But the whole Sting and Darby Allin thing afterwards was a lot of fun. It also, though, set up a lot more for the eventual Wardlow turn because we know it's coming. They've been setting up a lot of it with backstage with the accountability buddy thing.
Oh, did they did more with that this week?
They did some things on this where basically MJF was like, you're not pulling your weight sort of a thing. MJF kind of threw Wardlow in front of Sting so that he could retreat and then left Wardlow out there to get beat up by Darby Allin and Sting. Wardlow ended up taking a shot to the back with the thumbtack encrusted skateboard deck.
Yeah.
Which left him bloody back there, which again leads into this whole you left me out there, I took this for you and you ran.
Where's my accountability buddy?
Yeah. You had Sammy Guevara versus All Ego Ethan Page, which I love fun. Ethan Page, and it's a fun match. So that was fun. Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston backstage setting up for their match.
Their promos were also fire. I think some of it was on Elevation or something, but I saw the promos on Twitter and I was like, nice. I like this.
Yeah.
He's pushing Kingston because I think Kingston was also talking about his depression and what I go through. He's like, yeah, but look, that's no excuse. We're all going through something. Yada, yada, yada. We still do it. Like that. That was cool. And it also sends a good message. Everyone is going through something. You got to try to find a way to push through it.
See, I thought that was cold as shit myself.
I liked it overall, but in the end, I
didn't think the promo was cold as shit. I thought
the message.
I sincerely thought Daniel Bryan was turning heel there.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson.
I liked it more because basically it was like Daniel Bryan saying that's the Eddie Kingston I want to see.
Right.
I hate to tell you, Eddie, but I've been through it too. I'm not saying you're not a hard worker. Eddie, him, John Moxley are two of the toughest professional wrestlers I've met in my entire life. But despite all that on Friday, I'm going to go out there and prove I'm the best. And Eddie, I don't care if you're going to listen or not, but I am going to beat you. Then we had the Serena Deeb versus Hikaru Shida match, which was a ton of fun. And did feature some hints that maybe Hikaru Shida might be turning a little bit heel, getting a little bit more aggressive. So anyways, and got her, like you were pointing out, her 50th win.
50th win, baby.
So she now deserves that trophy that is all broken, but she's got it.
God damn it, Serena Deeb. One job.
They had the interview with Lio Rush and Dante Martin.
I forgot how their match was.
I
kind
of like where that's headed.
I like it from this standpoint.
Where's it heading?
It's eventually heading for Dante Martin turning or Lio Rush turning. Either way, they're eventually going to face off against each other. But for now, it's turning with Dante Martin getting a little more aggressive, following some of Lio Rush's advice.
If he likes the advice or not.
And getting some wins like he ended up getting on Rampage, the win over
one of the Seidels.
Matt Seidel.
That is the other one actually injured, by the way, or that's just pure storyline?
I think it's pure storyline, but I'm not sure.
All I know is Dante Martin is playing confused really, really well. So he's either actually confused, like
I-
Tony Khan's
Like you are with your mosquito.
shut up, man.
I can tell you this. Dante Martin in ring has everything you'll ever want out of an in-ring performer. He can fucking fly.
Yes,
The
he
thing-
can.
Yeah, but outring, he's
The thing
Natalia.
that he needs is to develop a some sort of a
Personality?
gimmick personality, right?
Mhm.
Something to go, which we've said about a lot of AEW wrestlers. It's one of the things they struggle with when you're on the indie scene. You can be the guy who comes out and does the crazy shit in the ring and doesn't have to say much. That can
Right.
be something that flies. Whereas once you get on TV, you
Looking
need to
at you,
develop
Nick
something.
Gage.
Well, he doesn't do a whole lot of jumping around the ring, but he does crazy stuff. So,
Crazy shit.
and then the main event match, of course, was Dark Order versus the Elite. So Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, John Silver,
Fun.
and Colt Cabana
Really
versus
fun.
Omega, the Young Bucks, and Adam Cole. And this was I think I even mentioned it because we were delayed on our FBI last week, and so we did that on Wednesday. So I mentioned it. This was one of the chances that AEW did a Halloween sort of match without going into the someone's gonna end up with a pumpkin on their head that WWE always falls for. I didn't watch SmackDown this week, so I don't know if anyone ended up.
Someone ended up with a pumpkin on their head.
Oh wow! Let me put a surprise on my face.
I mean, Halloween Havoc was pretty dope though from NXT.
Yeah.
I
But-
didn't originally watch it. My few of my buddies were like, "Dude, no, watch it. It's probably the best show of the week." And
I can say from
Pretty
a
decent.
show standpoint, NXT has put on some fun shows.
Mhm.
They are still filled with a whole bunch of who the fuck
Who the
is
fuck
this
is
guy?
this?
oh no,
Um,
for sure.
Like Von Wagner. Who the fuck is this?
And
Tony
their storylines
Mamaluke.
are
It's
just
not Tony
lacking.
Mamaluke. That's just what I think every time I see him. Whatever the new Chicago gangsta guy's name is.
Who the fuck is this?
But in terms of the show, it has been fairly entertaining overall. So there were some things a lot of people didn't like the haunted house, the Gargano haunted house segment. Whatever. But no, the big thing with the Dark Order versus the Elite, though, because this was Halloween themed, the Dark Order all came out in costumes. You had
Stu Grayson as Kratos.
Stu Grayson was Kratos, which I mentioned on FBI. He unfortunately came out as Kratos the day after Tommaso Ciampa came out as Kratos. A better Kratos, so he did look like the dollar
So
store
confusing.
Kratos.
Yeah.
Afterwards, so sorry, Stu. Apparently,
Phenomenal though wrestler in the ring.
yeah, he's great in the ring.
I for some reason had forgotten. I guess I don't see enough of Stu Grayson. But then I recall, I'm like, Jesus Christ, this guy was the part of the Super Smash Brothers in the Indies fiend, and he's a Montrealer, so I've seen him countless times in IWS, and I just put everything all together. I'm like, oh shit, that's him. So it's pretty cool too.
But his makeup apparently was done by Leva Bates.
Well, Leva Bates
so-
should never do makeup again. What?
Well, I didn't hate his makeup. It just was not as good.
Just wasn't Ciampa style. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
and here's the deal: Ciampa did a more realistic his face paint tattoo, whatever you want to call it, was kind of a rust red, whereas Stu Grayson's was a bright red, kind of almost this color red, which looked a little different. I kind of preferred the more realistic Ciampa look. But anyways, so yeah, he was Kratos. You had Colt Cabana dressed up as Brandon Cutler. And there's an important thing I noticed when watching this. The color of jumpsuit that he was wearing directly matched Brandon Cutler's boots or shoes that he was wearing.
Oh, Jesus.
When
You need a life, bud.
No,
Oh my God.
but here the whole point of this was foreshadowing, because the whole thing with this, the real Brandon Cutler turned out to be actually kidnapped by the
Right.
Dark Order and was the front end of the horse, right? So
Right.
all you could see of him was his shoes, but they were the same color as the Brandon Cutler costume, which was foreshadowing to the twist later when you found out that he was kidnapped as the front of the horse. It's a little detail, but I guarantee you it was purposeful. Anyways,
don't think so. I mean, I could see it, you thinking that, but
no, I guarantee you it was 100% purposeful. This is one of those
I'm gonna
things.
go with it.
This is one of those things that I guarantee
Easter eggs are a thing, bud.
Mhm.
Easter eggs are a
that they
thing.
thought about it and everything. So,
Okay.
but Evil
Phenomenal.
Uno wore a cowboy outfit to ride the horse as the other part of the horse. And John Silver was a sexy Bambi, wearing a women's sexy Bambi costume out to the ring, which I
pulled it
love.
off. Sexiest
And the-
Bambi I've seen.
And the Elite came out as the Ghostbusters
In a special made theme by the AEW producer who did a whole tweet on it.
Yes.
This guy apparently did it in like 2 hours.
like 3 hours. Yeah.
Like a
He
boss.
got the call, and because here's the deal: the reports have it they were actually originally going to do Squid Game, and
Right. What happened with that exactly? They said no?
Yeah, TNT said no, probably because Squid Game is a Netflix property, and TNT didn't want to be advertising for Netflix, a competitor on there.
And Ghostbusters is what?
Ghostbusters isn't owned by a specific television company, which Netflix counts as a
okay.
It was a
television.
Time Warner movie though, so
Yeah, it was a Time Warner movie
okay.
too. But
Okay.
even more than that, it's also not a current Hot Topic movie thing. Whereas
Well, that
Squid Game
could be
is.
argued. I feel like there's a new Ghostbusters coming
There
out.
is a new Ghostbusters about to come out, but it's not it's not the big thing right now. Anyways,
Right.
but it also played into this because I don't know how they would have done this as well with Squid Game. They had a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man who we all assumed was Brandon Cutler come out to the ring. But it was not Brandon Cutler. And the cinematography for the final reveal at the end, after they BT triggered the horse and then found out it was Brandon Cutler, you had Matt Jackson standing in the ring looking around like, where is he? Where is he? And the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man just entered the shot right behind him and took off the head, and it was Hangman Page.
Perfect time for Halloween. Like, that's horror movie, camera shot, perfection.
Perfect. He looked pissed. And then delivered a huge lariat to Matt Jackson. Kenny Omega jumped in the ring and tried to hit him. He ducked it and caught him immediately into the Deadeye. And then celebrated in the ring, and it was awesome. And it was even funnier because he was trying to take off the costume, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man costume, and he couldn't get it off his feet. And the next day, Hangman Page tweeted out, "How do you get Stay Puft Marshmallow costume off your feet?" Like he still had it on there because he was stumbling around the ring the entire rest of the segment with. But that was just so much fun for me. I enjoyed every minute of that. And then, of course, you've got Rampage, which was just an hour, but it had the Abaddon match, which we already talked about. That was awesome. It even featured some great storytelling with the Abaddon character because she acts like a demon, but we're not supposed to really believe she's a demon, right? I don't know. But Britt Baker tried to put on the lockjaw.
Hold on, I think JLB died.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. He just hadn't moved in 20 minutes.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't have mosquitoes to hit. Excuse me.
But Britt Baker wanted to put on the lockjaw, but didn't want to put her hand anywhere near Abaddon's mouth at first. And then when she started to try to do it, Abaddon just bit her fingers.
Which, I mean, I don't know why no one else does this every time she tries to do the lockjaw. Just bite her freaking hand. Like same thing with the mandible claw.
Because
and-
you're putting pressure on the mandibular nerve, and then it. Now here's the deal. We've all been thinking the same thing with all of the mandible
Just
claw
making
ones.
sure. I thought
We've all
maybe
been
Since
thinking it.
1996, motherfucker.
And so, but storyline wise, it's a pressure point. Once you get your fingers in there, you put pressure on it, and you can't bite down.
But
But
of course-
Abaddon,
If you're a zombie, nerve pressure doesn't matter.
you had the absolute fire Kingston versus Danielson match we mentioned. Yeah, and then you had Dante Martin get the win against Matt Sydal. But the big thing is that main event match, the Abaddon versus Britt Baker, was a trick or treat match, which really officially was just a no DQ match. Right. And I like it because they worked in a Halloween theme to it, but it didn't come off as who's going to end up with a pumpkin on their head.
No.
Goofy. It felt right for it.
I do feel Abaddon should have won though. Kind of bitchy. She would have got at least a title shot. Give her that at least. You know, maybe not make
And then
her
ever
win.
get DQ'd for biting somebody.
Yeah, straight up.
That works.
Yeah. But yeah,
I did
me more
have one
Abaddon
thought in that
on,
match, though.
AEW.
Because the pinfall happened on the thumbtacks.
Right.
And I thought to myself, logically speaking, shouldn't it actually be harder to pin someone on thumbtacks? Because if you try to pin me on thumbtacks, I'm going to start going, nah, get my, because those thumbtacks digging into my back is going to instinctively make me want to pull my shoulders up.
Right.
Well, they're consummate performers, and you were just a theater major.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not talking
Yeah.
about
Who
performance.
ended up as a cop.
I'm talking about from a real life standpoint.
Well,
If
I
you're
mean,
actually
they've already
trying to
been hit.
pin someone on something sharp like that, I think they're going to fight harder than if their shoulders are flat on
Well,
an actual mat.
I think it's just because of exhaustion. They've already been hit with the thumbtacks before on the back and so on and whatever. So at that rate, it's not necessarily really anything like they're just exhausted and dead too, right?
All I'm saying,
And I feel like it maybe hurt more if you try to push
all
because
I'm
it might,
saying
you might
is
grab more. But awesome match.
Abaddon is clearly not as dark as Joey Janela. Because Janela would fucking bring out Legos.
Heck yeah.
Mm.
Here's
And that's
Legos.
manipulative as fuck.
Or he would
Her
go,
like mouth was bleeding and shit with the thumbtacks in her mouth. I was
Yeah,
like, oh my
yeah.
god.
She poured thumbtacks in her mouth. That was like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? What if something goes wrong?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, badass match. Dude, give me those kind of matches at the end of Rampage. Like, I'm good. I'm satisfied that it's only an hour. Like, it's an amazing matchup. That was fire. Give me that all the time. Like, I feel like Rampage is almost better than Dynamite at this rate. If you keep having, like, your CM Punk Brian match or Brian match with someone at the beginning, and then you have that kind of crazy women match at the end, like, it's fire. Great booking.
It's because it's only an hour. You get 3 matches in an hour. It's
a good time. But you get
the
3 good
formula.
matches.
It's literally the formula that made Raw work originally.
Yeah, but I mean, I could also get 3 shitty matches too. I'm getting 3 decent
You don't
matches.
get 3 shitty matches when you only get 3 matches.
Well, I don't know. Ask WWE that. I feel like if WWE went to an hour, I feel like they might put Ray and whoever and leave out Finn and Gable. You know what I mean? We might get the Big E and KO, but I don't think we'd get the Finn and Gable. We'll get the T-Bar and which apparently was a good match according to like that website and you. Because a B+ is I feel very generous for a T-Bar match. But
I mean,
I haven't watched, so I
in the grand scheme of things, you do also have to remember we're grading Raw on a scale. Right? There's a curve on this thing, right?
What has Raw been for the last year?
What Raw has been shitty, so if it puts out an okay one, it feels better than it's been.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count though. You can't feel better.
Sure you can. Haven't you ever been graded on a curve? The grade still counts.
Right. Well, you've been really failing the past 2 months, but you got like an 85% on this. You've improved. You have improved. I've heard that
Mhm.
No, the rest of the class sucked on it, so you sucked on it.
before.
Or so you were good,
You were good on it. That's
even
it.
though you sucked.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I just don't want to get my hopes up. It's just because of the lacklusterness we've seen from them for so long. There's no more faith there. I've lost all faith. So I just like how I've lost faith with CM Punk always showing up at the beginning of AEW. I'm like, guys, I don't need CM Punk to always show up. I know Tony Khan said it was a business thing and whatever, and it's doing good for business. And fine. But gee golly, do it off. But no, it's good business. You don't do it off TV. I don't know. I'm just over it. I feel like you're shoving CM Punk too much down my throat that I'm kind of just over it. Just give me a something
That's what
different.
AJ Lee said.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah, probably.
CM Punk keeps getting shoved down her throat.
Oh, Jesus. So anyway,
that was inappropriate.
very inappropriate.
Speaking of inappropriate, we're gonna actually do one extra felony because there is a felony on our staff.
And that is
If you're gonna record a challenge for FBI to throw at people, you don't rebook one of the best moments in history.
Oh,
the
I didn't
dumbest
do it.
Fucking challenge.
No, it is not.
of
You're
all
still upset
time.
by that? Rebook Jericho's debut. It's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be tomorrow. And
no.
you're
We
gonna have to
already
give me.
We already did it.
Oh, you
we
guys
already
did
did it and then didn't do
You
it.
guys didn't change it, and then you didn't do it. No, it's not fair, La. You have to redo it.
Nope.
You can't redo what's been done. This is the
Nope.
whole point of the
I do
challenge.
exactly what they did.
You can't do exactly. You don't know what they did. You're thinking of it. What, do you have the mosquitoes? Is that what's going on?
Yes.
All I'm saying is that wasn't an episode that was Russo challenges that were supposed to do things shitty. There is no way to do that debut better.
Literally one of the top 2 debuts of all time on every single list we looked up.
I'm sorry, guys.
Every
I
single
apologize for thinking that you guys have creative minds and you can come up with something.
Do it
better.
then.
My
Go ahead.
apologies.
Yeah, do
This
it.
is
Do
your
it.
defense.
Do it.
This
Do
is
it.
your defense
No,
tonight.
it's not my offense. It's not my. It's not my fantasy to book here.
New Coke Zero? How is it? It sounds like it's the best Coke.
Why
ever.
is it New Coke Zero?
It's actually really good.
I've been told it's the best Coke ever according to the commercials.
According to the commercials, yeah, the best.
Yes.
Is it like a flavor or is it just? new
They just
cans, so
replaced
it's
the
new-
old Coke Zero with this, but it really does. Now, this is going to be me, not hashtag not sponsored, but if Coke Zero wants to throw sponsorship my way, I'm A-okay with it. It tastes a lot like regular Coke.
Stop.
Like they really did. I'm not saying it's
It's regular Coke.
regular Coke.
But-
It's not.
Okay.
It still is obviously zero sugar, but it is the closest
Closest.
to real thing. Zero sugar. So
We should have that here. No, how does the can look like?
It's got black.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
design. Okay,
Coca-Cola
Here's-
zero sugar black.
nice.
So what you're telling me is that there are some things that can be improved and redone that are already good, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are some,
See,
Just not Jericho's reintroduction.
but yeah. Here's the deal, right? Remember when Coca-Cola? You might not even remember this.
New Coke.
youngster,
I remember New Coke.
but I remember it. Yeah, remember when Coca-Cola
Oh.
decided to replace Coca-Cola with something, right?
And then less than 6 months later went back to Coke.
Yeah, it was because no one liked it. Actually, a fun.
I
fun
remember
story.
they did that with vanilla Coke. They had made that flavor like a thing for a while, and that was
Yeah,
trash.
It wasn't horrible, but here's the deal with New Coke is they literally replaced regular Coke with it.
Took it off
Here's the
shelf.
funny thing is I actually in my room have a can of New Coke. It's
What?
It's not as old as the regular New Coke, but about it was a year and a half ago. They did a thing with Stranger Things because Stranger Things is set during the 80s, and this season was set during the time that New Coke came out. Coca-Cola actually re-released New Coke in special New Coke Stranger Things packs. I have a can of New Coke in the other room.
Did you retry it?
I have not yet, and it's now expired, so it's
You only
probably
have
gonna
one
be shitty
can.
now. I think I only have one can.
Okay.
Wow.
I think it was just. It might have been two
Should've
cans.
bought-
I had to
You
buy it
should've-
off Amazon.
I don't get why you buy like just one. Buy two, try one of them, and keep the one as a collection.
This was a special pack.
God damn it. Jesus Christ. I think the mosquito won on that one.
Sorry, I had a violent bow fall. Okay.
So you didn't have the ability to just buy two cans. It was a pack that came with a certain number of.
Oh
things.
no, fair. But then why not drink one?
I planned on drinking it, and then my wife got hit with this whole zero sugar diet thing, and
Yeah. Typical husband. Blame the wife.
and so I decided to start doing zero sugar to support my wife. So
Mhm.
then we didn't
Mhm.
drink any of the things. I'm trying to find exactly what was in the New Coke Stranger Things.
Oh, I bought me some Funko Pops today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got me kind of forgot who I got. But I don't know, they were like on special. They're like $11 Funko Pops and I'm like these wrestlers are kind of cool. The Bret Hart one is really expensive though. I was like, "Damn it. I wanted like an all Canadian Funko Pop collection, but no. Why do
it was
Canadians
actually
got to be so expensive?" Yanni McGearson, no one was talking to you.
No, I was actually just yawning.
I know. That's the point. Yanni McGearson. That was the joke.
Just tired.
I thought it was funny. I thought it
I
was
don't know why
funny.
you're being a dick. I was just tired.
No dick here. No dick. I mean, there is a dick, but I mean,
Oh,
I'm
it
not
actually
being a
does have
dick.
2 cans of the New Coke, but we still didn't drink any of them.
One job. 2 Cokes, 1 job, drink 1. That's it. That's finale.
No,
Again-
it's not. we
Accommodations.
have misdemeanors and commendations.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or
Again,
accommodations.
or accommodations.
Accommodations. All right. I said
Yeah,
it right.
We'll do accommodations. Misdemeanors and accommodations. Anyone got any misdemeanors to throw out there?
Oh yeah. You can't challenge somebody to fix something that's not fucking broken.
I'm sorry
No, I
for
mean,
challenging
here's the deal.
someone to be creative.
No, here's
Didn't
the
realize
thing with
that
it.
was in your repertoire.
The
Okay,
thing is,
Sportster, great 10 greatest of all time. Hold on, we're just gonna go through this like we did last time.
I'm basically just saying the thing is, everything else we've ever challenged on this was to try to improve, except when we were doing Russo challenges, which were to try to make things shitty. So hold on to that for next time we do a Russo challenge, and then we'll fucking shit it all up.
Well, no, now you guys just don't deserve it anymore.
Number
Alright.
10.
So don't
Best
deserve it
WWE
anymore.
debut, number 10 of all time.
Because I don't want
AJ Styles.
Mr. Yanni McPherson over here.
Number 9.
Damn it.
Ronda Rousey.
Yanni McPherson over here.
Number
Get all
8.
grouchy.
Goldberg. Number 7. Ruthless
Accommodations.
aggression. John Cena. Number 6.
Wow,
Big
really?
Show. I actually agree with these starting at this point. Big Show.
What was Big Show's?
Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon in the cage match. He threw Stone Cold through the cage and.
Oh, like
Stone Cold won the match
moments?
with it.
that was a big moment. I
No,
guess.
that was
This
the
is
that
debuts.
Was debuts. That's how Big
Oh,
Show
debuts. Right. Okay.
Number 5, The Undertaker. Duh. Number 4, Sting's debut in WWE. Number 3, The Radicals, which were literally just sitting outside the ring.
Mhm.
Yep.
But it was
Number-
literally days after they wrestled
Yes.
in WCW. So,
One day after.
Don't remember Sting's
Benoit.
WWE debut.
wasn't he under the
Yes.
he was the statue when Seth Rollins
Yes.
was
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair. Fine. Fair enough. Accommodations.
No, he attacked Triple H.
But he was under the
Later,
statue
he
gift
was under
thing.
the statue. Yeah.
Oh, the statue was later. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Number 2, Kane. Also number 1 on
Oh my
several
God,
other
that's
people's.
gotta be Kane.
Yes.
That's gotta be
and
Kane.
I would say one of JR's most iconic announcements. And
I
then
don't know.
number
That
1,
Mankind one was pretty. Oh my God, he got cut in half.
number 1, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, no, guys, it was awesome. I'm not debating that. It was absolutely stellar, but it's just how you would potentially change it if you were booking it and
How
you
would
didn't
you
have.
fuck up Chris Jericho's future?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not. I mean, if you're creative, you don't necessarily fuck it up. Maybe you make it a tad bit better. Maybe you have a little extra element.
How do you make it better? How?
I don't know, guys.
That's what we're asking you.
That's what I was asking.
How
I'm
do you
not
make that better?
building my own fantasy here.
And again, I'm just saying, I
will
want
think
an
of something.
example.
Right, I will think
How
of
can you
something.
make that better?
And I will think of something and get back to you next week. Okay.
It's so
But
fun.
the whole point of this was for you guys to like do it, and that was it. But you're not going to get that for tomorrow.
You
'cause you're
just
being
wanted us to
douchebags.
do it.
Oscar the Grouch.
Oh, like you'll show up anyways.
Well, I will. Who's the
We
one that
never
didn't
see
show up?
You.
Well, it's it is what it is. I'm often imitated, never duplicated. You see me when I show up, damn it. No one could duplicate this beautiful face.
Thank God.
I know, right? Commendations, people.
Commendations.
No, bueno. No one's got
Abaddon,
anything.
Great match.
Yeah, Abaddon.
Just AEW this week. Just
Yeah.
AEW NXT. Really
NXT was
Raw on
fire.
being better than they have been.
Oh
I
God.
mean,
Stop it.
Raw is like having a second grader who finally figures out how to do 2 + 2 after they already do 1 + 1.
I mean, that's a good example. I think that's a.
Uh,
It's not a B plus example, but that's a good
Good
example.
job. You didn't shit your pants today.
Yeah, that's.
when you have a
First day of
toddler,
potty training.
when you have a
Yeah.
toddler in potty training, you celebrate the non-shitty day.
So yeah, that's
Good.
kind of where Raw was. So commendations on just wrestling over the last week.
I will say I have the misdemeanor that I think we all will agree with, and the misdemeanor is not directly at Ring of Honor, but the misdemeanor is Ring of Honor suspending businesses. I'm not directing it at them because I do think that they are doing it from a business standpoint that they didn't have much of a choice. You know what I mean? Like it just they were the first to suspend audiences and the last to bring back audiences, and it hurt them. But it's a misdemeanor because it is taking wrestling away in this time when I liked that we had a lot of competition, a lot of places to watch wrestling. It's sad that all of these wrestlers now are finding themselves out. So that's why I'm saying it's not a misdemeanor at Ring of Honor. It's a misdemeanor for Ring of Honor.
On that note, I would also maybe give it an accommodation for the fact that they did release them saying and they released them not just, it's not like whoever didn't have a contract after December, okay, you released after December, you're done. But those who were into 2022, technically after their contract is only done, they are released. So at the end of the day, they're still keeping promises to their actual contractual obligations, which I guess maybe they have to, but they could probably find a loophole to weasel out of that too at the same time. But they're not. So
well, yeah,
I
that's why
also give that why can I commendation?
Commendation.
I'm also but I'm also giving that uncommendation. That sounds weird. No, it's not uncommendation.
Just call it misdemeanor.
A misdemeanor. That's why I'm not giving it a misdemeanor. And it's a commendation for that simple fact that they are actually keeping the promise.
Yeah. Well, and here's the deal. It's like I said, this is why I'm not going after Ring of Honor for this, because I think they're doing things right. In the way they're letting people already start taking bookings.
But non AEW, WWE,
Well,
those
and
still on
then when
contract.
their contract is released at the end of the year after
Mm.
Final Battle, they'll be able to sign wherever.
Or unless you're part of 2022.
Here's the deal: is I think they're letting anyone out of the contract afterwards if they want to.
Okay.
And so, but all the reports have it that Ring of Honor plans that at least according to the executives in Ring of Honor, the plan is to start doing tapings again in April. But I pointed out on FBI last week that the wording of the release is eerily similar to the same wording that WCW had when they suspended operations to redo stuff before WCW got bought by Vince McMahon and never was again. So, but in the end, I do think that at least Ring of Honor staff has good intentions out of this. I do worry that it's going to come out that Sinclair has decided to punt on professional wrestling, and this is Sinclair getting out from under it. But Ring of Honor at least is doing all the right things with it. I'm just sad that all of these wrestlers are going to find themselves suddenly unemployed in a time when there is kind of a glut of wrestlers. Like AEW can't afford to sign a ton of wrestlers now.
Right.
Impact can't afford to sign a ton of wrestlers right now. That there's going to be a fair amount of wrestlers now. Now we went through the entire Ring of Honor roster and said where we hoped they would go.
A lot of which we didn't know.
Yeah, a lot of them we didn't know very well. So a lot of them we were just like, they based on looks, based on experience, we think this would work. But there are some standouts that I think universally we expect to go to one of the majors. We might not disagree on exactly where, but we expect them. Like Danhausen, we disagree on where he should end up going. I'm 100% in the AEW camp for Danhausen. DA Fave is not so much in the AEW.
I'm in the dominant indie force.
But like Dalton Castle, we both agree should end up on one of the other ones. Jonathan Gresham, 100% should end up on one of the majors. We should be seeing him on our TVs, whether it's Monday nights or Thursday nights or Wednesday nights. Yeah, but we still felt she should be somewhere.
Yeah,
just where. And that's the thing is, unless we suddenly get about 3 more hours of professional wrestling a week from the 3 main ones, it's going to be tough. I mean, unless someone like GCW or MLW or CZW or NWA steps up and gets a TV deal, there's going to be some of them that we don't see on our regular TV.
Well, keep in mind, Game Changer Wrestling, GCW, is going to be at the Hammerstein Ballroom in January. So I don't know, maybe they might want to get a few of those ROH guys. Perfect timing. No one's under contract or can get out of the contract. Get them for that show, maybe even sign them. So
yeah,
GCW is getting pretty big up there towards like almost maybe an ROH.
Again,
go, but
I agree. The problem is that's still not on our TV every week. That's still like GCW. You have to either pay-per-view them or be an independent wrestling TV subscriber, which I think is still a phenomenal deal. And I'm 100% saying if you've got the scratch to subscribe to another channel, independentwrestling.tv is a great choice for. You can get that Beyond Wrestling, Zello Pro, CZW. You can get a ton of promotions on that for a one low price a month. That's great.
At the same time, if AEW is coming out with their network, apparently Khan made some kind of little hidden message or not so hidden message that that was coming soon, yet not revealing who it was going to be with.
I think that if he'd be silly not to make an offer on ROH's library.
It's not up for sale though.
That's going to be. I was going to bring this up. There's competing reports. There are some people who are saying, according to people I've talked to, the Ring of Honor library is up for sale and has been for a while.
Oh, wow.
But that they've been wanting more money than anyone's been wanting to give them. And so they'd have to talk down quite a bit. But then there are other insiders, industry people like Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful that are reporting that it is not up for sale, that all the people they've talked to have said no. So we don't know for certain. Here's what it's going to come down to is if Ring of Honor and Sinclair are seriously planning on bringing back Ring of Honor in April in some new way, shape, or form, then of course they'd probably want to hold on to the library, right? If it's still going to be around, they're still going to want it. If Sinclair is truly wanting to get out of it, like I suspicion they are, then they will eventually put the library up for sale.
I feel like there's a bidding war ready to happen.
I feel like AEW is going to definitely want it. WWE would probably want
it out of AEW's hands.
Yeah, more for the trophy case than actually wanting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it is important to note from what I've been reading, the library that Sinclair owns is not the entire Ring of Honor library. It's only 2012 and newer, which means there is still some from before that would not transfer to whoever.
That's still a lot of years, though.
That's still a lot of years. That's 9 years of wrestling, and that's 9 years of wrestling with some of the biggest names in current professional wrestling.
Tyler Black,
Tyler Black,
Bryan
Danielson, CM Punk. You know, I mean, there a lot of these big names.
Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah, passed through Ring of Honor on their way to the bigger names. And so it's nothing to sneeze at, this library, but it isn't, because Ring of Honor started in 2004? I think it was.
Yeah, about around there.
Yeah.
I would say maybe even earlier. I feel like 2004 is still too late.
Founded in 2002.
There you go.
But when was its first show?
Bro, it was founded in
2002. Well, sometimes you can found something in 1 year but not put on a show until, I mean, AEW was founded in January but didn't put on its first real show for months. You know what I mean? Because of so much of it was hype. But the first event was February in 2002, so it was right off the bat. So 2002, but that's the deal. So they have about 10 years of ownership pre
2012.
Sinclair owning it.
I also wouldn't be surprised to see them sell the name to a separate indie show if they don't come back.
Yeah. And that's where, you know, like I say, the speculation going back and forth, are they selling it or not, is all going to really depend on, is Sinclair serious about keeping it, or are they going to kick it to the curb? And we don't know yet. We might not even know until April. You know, it might be one of those things where they keep the storyline up that we're going to relaunch in April. We're going to relaunch, and then April's going to come and they don't relaunch. And then May's going to come and they don't relaunch. And eventually, you know, then it'll come out. But I don't know. But if they are looking to sell it, AEW would be a fool for not trying to get that library, because eventually having a streaming service, whether it's their own streaming service or through HBO Max, having access to an additional chunk of wrestling through Ring of Honor would be a huge boon towards AEW getting that streaming service. Here's the deal. Tony Khan did say at one point in like an interview, obviously we're looking into a streaming service. We're building a library for a streaming service. I can't tell you any more information, but there will be an announcement at some point. And then Tony Schiavone on one of his podcasts, I can't remember if it was What Happened Twin or the other podcast that he's on, said something where he basically said there's a lot of talk backstage. Almost all the people I talk to say that they expect us to be on HBO Max.
Oh wow!
But then some of the people I talk to through HBO Max say that it's not a good fit for them. So maybe we're just going to do our own service. But I expect us to do a service at some point. I think HBO Max is a good. If we were putting bets on it right now, I'd put the odds-on favorite HBO Max.
I mean, you got The Wrestler there. You got the Dark Side of the Ring.
And HBO Max is owned by Warner Media, which owns Turner, right?
Yeah, that's it.
So
I mean, you already do
hand-to-hand thing.
For you guys, Dark Side of the Ring is there too, right? HBO
Max? Yeah, I think Vice is owned by HBO or by Warner,
So, I mean, would be a good fit technically with all the stuff that they do have. You have the drama series, you have the documentary series.
It offsets their dying boxing contracts.
That's a valid point too. Yeah. Yeah.
Valid point.
But it also, like, here's the deal. I think HBO Max would be stupid to not try to get it as well, just from a standpoint of, aside from Netflix, let's take Netflix out of the equation here, because Netflix, while it's a streaming service, it's not designed around the idea of being a channel replacement that like Peacock is and Paramount is and HBO Max is. And
well, I don't know, man. With their shows and stuff, getting original content,
they are, but again, they're still not offshoots of a TV channel directly. And so I think HBO Max, well, yes, Netflix is one of their competitors. They're really sitting here looking at Peacock and Disney Plus as their main competitors. And to look over at Peacock having WWE programming on it, HBO Max, I would feel they have to be thinking, if we could get our own one of those, that would help make the playing field a lot more even. And it would be a lot nicer for me, because then we wouldn't have to drop $40 on Fight every 3 months for a pay-per-view.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Depending how much it is, technically, I feel like AEW would be an extra cost. It's not just going to be part of your HBO Max subscription.
Well, Peacock gets part of your Peacock subscription, so you don't pay extra for it on Peacock. Because the whole point Peacock bringing it in was to drive subscriptions to Peacock. And that's the whole thing with HBO Max would be like, let's bring this in to try to drive some people who don't currently subscribe to HBO Max, but are AEW fans. Let's get them in here to be but I think that would be the best, in my opinion. But Disney could come in and say, "Fuck, here's $1 billion. Let's put you on ours." I don't know. I can't say that they wouldn't. I think Disney would be more likely to try to have gotten the WWE network instead of Peacock. So the fact that they didn't makes me think they're not as likely. But we do have AEW did sort of announce, or maybe it got leaked, that their first TNT special, because they announced that when they moved Dynamite over to TBS, they will start doing quarterly Saturday TNT specials. And the first one's going to be in January. It's going to be Battle of the Belts, which is a throwback to old NWA special event things, Battle of the Belts, which were kind of in some ways precursors to like Survivor Series sort of things. Let's see if there's any. But yeah, it was a NWA Battle of the Belts thing. Anyways, but so the reports are that they're going to be doing that, and I'm excited to see what they do with a new, like, a network special, which the whole concept of that is it's going to be on Jesus, JLB, or do you want to be on screen or off screen?
I don't know. I can't make up my mind. No, it's just because I was taking stupid MacBooks, they don't have the USBs anymore. So I was taking off my dongle for the USB so I can drag it to the living room. Da, 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 da.
Well, we don't need to hear about your dongle. What you need to get is a USB-C dock.
USB-C dock.
That has all sorts of ports for you, so you don't have to switch things around as much.
Well, I mean, I have like a 10 thing with like 5 USBs. It also has an HDMI port, but I shall look at this dock. Well, it's technically a dock, I guess, no?
Yeah, they make other ones, but whatever. Anyways, on that note, I think I'm done with commendations. If anyone else has anything else to add, otherwise we will wrap things up for the wrestling booking unit. And so I can edit this and get to bed, and we can do this all again tomorrow night with the FBI.
Yep, I'm done with your unit.
Yes, I'm not quite done with my unit yet, but after the cameras are off, I'll finish with my unit.
Dirty stuff.
Yeah, it was dirty stuff.
But,
yeah, I think we're done.
If you joined us for the live stream, thank you. If you're watching this later on, also thank you.
Well, first of all, if you joined us for the live stream, yeah, definitely should have commented.
Yep, sure would have been nice to get some comments there, but some people like to lurk.
Comments.
Yeah, or a comment. Yeah, you can get some comments. You could leave a message about Cody Rhodes. How much you like his promos. But make sure to like, share, and subscribe, like it says down below here. So if you're watching us on YouTube, you click that little subscribe button, click the thumbs up button, so that you like it, and click that little bell so you get notified when we go live every week. Again, we normally go live Sunday nights and Tuesday nights. This last week has been a little crazy with Halloween and sickness and blah blah blah.
Yes.
But we'll be live again tomorrow night with our fantasy booking show. So do that. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So you can like us on any of those places. At Raw and Order WBU is where you'll find us both places, except if you're searching for us on Facebook, you can do at Pissant Podcast, just like you see there. And it'll take you to the Facebook page for it. But so follow us on the social medias. You can head on over to our merch store. The link is in the doobly-doos for the merch store as well, where you can get a Pissant Pod shirt, or you can get a shirt like this, or a shirt like that, where you can get your autographs on it at your next wrestling event. You can't get one of those shirts there. No.
Damn.
But and you certainly can't get a shirt like JLB was wearing.
No.
He's pouring it out to a different podcast.
You can at shop.spreadshirt.com/WTN Wrestling.
You're breaking up. Sorry, can't hear you. You muted it.
I didn't get it muted in time.
No, one job.
It was finding the mouse pointer. I was like, where's the mouse pointer? Where's the mouse pointer? But
cheating is rude.
But yeah, you can follow us on all of that. You can follow me on pretty much any of the social medias at Raw and Order WBU. You can follow DA Fabe at
DA Vincent K Fabe. Hey, it's right there.
Right there.
On Twitter.
Right there. On Twitter.
That's the only place I'm at.
Yeah. And you can follow JLB at
JLB420. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand at Real Talk Radio 8, anchor.fm/RTR. And I will not be a whore and promote the other one
You know, the funny part is we actually like your other guys.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're good guys. They're good fellas. They're good fellas. They're good
Yeah,
peeps.
you suck. but-
And well, you know, it is what it is. You got to have some good with the bad, and I'm there to provide the bad portion. But yeah, guys, that's it. You can follow me there. Link will be all my doobly doos, as Officer Smarks mentioned. And back to you guys.
But on that note, we're going to go ahead and close the book on the Wrestling Booking Unit. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.